So I just wanted to emphasize a couple of things that were said here before opening the floor. One that Zainab said impressed me as very true and really important, because our own passion and our own experience may be different from the groups that we want to serve. And so the notion of learning from those with whom we interact strikes me as a really important one. And it's a tricky thing, because in many societies, people who are in the position to be philanthropists end up becoming isolated, whether for security reasons or other kinds of reasons, from the very groups that they want to interact with. So finding the opportunity to be able to interact not only in a grant-making way, although that obviously has critical importance, but in a learning way, that is to say, learning from those with whom we want to work, in my view, is a very important key to being able to help effectively, rather than imagining something in our own head and assuming that that will be useful to the people that we want to work with. A second thing that struck me, both of you talked about the importance of your parents and the role that your parents played. Not everybody has parents who are role models in that same way. So I just wanted to say that, and by the way, I'll just say from my own experience, my mother, who was an amazing person, was also a very complicated person. So for many years, I didn't see her as a role model. And yet I realize now that there were some values inside that, in fact, I did absorb. And my son, one time I was in a very frenetic stage, overworking and all of this, and he saw me being very anxious, and I said, he was 14, and I said, "Now, Michael, I hope you're not going to emulate this." He said, "It's too late, Mom." And my only hope is that he will emulate not just the freneticism and anxiety, but maybe so that some of the values will have sunk in. But I just wanted to say that it's a huge privilege when one does have parents with those values that we absorb unconsciously or consciously. But that leads me to the third point, which is even in those cases where that might not be the case, the network of people, being open to learn from those we want to help, but also to other people doing things we admire, can be a tremendous source of support and energy.